felt like the world is just against you in your weight loss attempts? That maybe you've lost a few pounds and you've had a couple good weeks, and then the world just kind of comes crashing down around you, or life just gets in the way. Or maybe you have plans on starting Monday, and now it's next Monday because life is just getting in the way. Well, I have bad news for you. This is how our world is set up. Our world is set up to help you fail in your weight loss attempts, especially here in perimenopause and menopause. Nobody is talking about this part of weight loss in our perimenopause and menopause journey. And in this week's video, I want to share with you how I felt this way this week and what I did to kind of pull myself up off the ground and get through it, and what you can do too if you feel like the world is just against you and weight loss is feeling so hard in this phase of life. If we've not met yet, my name is Nicole Dalton. I have been a physician assistant for almost 25 years, now turned menopause weight loss coach. I specialize with working with women 35 and over to help them lose weight for the last time and create this healthy, active lifestyle for life. So if you wouldn't mind pausing and just hitting subscribe or leave me a thumbs up, or I would love to hear your comments after you watch this video. Thank you. So I have a story for you, and I share this because maybe you can relate to how I've just been feeling this past week, okay? So normally I'm the one in my family waking up 2 to 3 hours ahead of everyone else, enjoying my quiet time, my coffee, my devotional, my journaling, and then my exercise before I tackle life, okay? So, but this week I have just felt kind of flat, kind of blah. Like I wasn't really happy and excited about everything, or I wasn't like super sad. I was just kind of showing up day to day, right? Maybe you felt like this before, okay? So this actually has a word. There's a name to it. It's called anhedonia. It just means lack of pleasure, right? That maybe you've had a week or a day or months of just kind of feeling blah. Life is good. I can't complain. Everything is going great in my life. But I just had this blah feeling and I couldn't seem to get myself out of that rut. And it's funny because I must be in perimenopause, which I know I am. I'm 47 and right in the middle of perimenopause. And last week, my emotions were not this way. In fact, the tears were just rolling easy, not like ugly crying, thank goodness. But I'm not someone who really enjoys feelings and thoughts and getting all foo-foo, right? Like I'm just someone who is not. I'm usually someone who likes to be busy, planning the next thing, plugging away, getting my things off my to-do list checked, and that's just how I am. But I definitely have learned the past few years how important our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions come into play during perimenopause and menopause, especially around our weight loss journey. This week, thank you, perimenopause, right? Like I've had no happiness and joy and no sadness, just kind of there. And I always compare this to a toothpaste tube. If you think of the end of the toothpaste tube, when you're just trying to like squeeze out that last little bit, sometimes you get a big glob that comes out and sometimes you just get a little bit. And that's how our hormones are every month in perimenopause. It's very unpredictable week to week. And so I probably had like all these extra hormones last week, and then this week I have like none, right? So anyway, so you just have to laugh at this journey of perimenopause sometimes because it's so unpredictable. And someone who's a big planner and likes a schedule, right? Like this is this is a struggle to navigate all of these changing emotions that our bodies are going through and physical changes, right? Especially with the weight. So exercise and my meal planning and my foods, like, right, that's just become a habit for me. And that's what I help my clients just become a habit. So when you are having these off weeks, you just keep doing those same things that are good for our health, okay? But I don't know why I was feeling like this week. Just like the world was against me and just heavy. Like in my business, I have so many fun things happening. My clients have been losing weight. They're transforming their lives. And not only with weight loss, but they're transforming their health. They are looking forward and excited to all these big adventures that they are now able to do. They're more fit, they're traveling more, they're excited about the future with their grandkids and being able to play and run around with them and do all those fun, exciting things. And so I've have this experience with my clients. And in fact, I just signed up and chatted and started 2 new clients this past week that are super excited, ready to go, ready to tackle their weight loss. And actually this afternoon, I've been really looking forward to talking to a woman from Slovakia. Okay. I had to look up on the map where Slovakia was. Okay, which I didn't realize it was just south of Poland, which I'm Polish, and so I'm super excited to talk to this woman. But she also, like, I had to convert pounds to kilograms and thinking about American dollars versus euros. And it's funny, just some of those things that come up as I talk with women from around the world that are feeling these same feelings, regardless of what country we're from, you know, whether we're from all parts of the country, but we're all navigating perimenopause and menopause together. And we all have these same shared experiences around the struggles with our weight during this phase in our life. So it is not just unique to America and our processed diet and our standard American diet. It's not just unique to the US. It is worldwide. And I love that you're along with me on this movement of just sharing more information to women all across the globe about what are some things that we could be doing to lose weight during perimenopause and menopause. Okay. So anyway, sorry, I keep getting on tangents today. But so anyway, this morning I woke up just having this blah feeling and thinking, okay, Nicole, I got to get out of this rut. I got to do something because I miss getting excited and looking forward to things, right? And having that high energy, that's who I am. And so I broke out my journal, which I tell everyone to journal, and I like to journal, but I must say that is still a practice of mine that I kind of get out of when things are going well. And then I start to maybe have a week like this, so I break out my journal again. And I tell you, that already had uplifted how I was feeling, just to get all my thoughts that were going through my brain and just get it out on paper. So I have been training for a 70.3 triathlon, which is half an Ironman. And so I've been getting a lot of miles on my bike trainer. And today I had an hour and a half bike ride planned. So I go down there, but before I went down there, I have to eat because I used to really practice intermittent fasting. And I work with a lot of clients that choose to use intermittent fasting. And I feel like that is a great weight loss tool. But now, the last few months since I've started training for an endurance event, I really had to shift my mind around fueling. So now I need to get up and eat a breakfast that has at least 15 grams of protein and 30 grams of carbs, at least a half an hour to an hour before I jump on that bike. So I ate, I got on the bike, and I took a few dates. I love pitted dates for some of my fueling on my bike. So it had to be a certain amount of carbs that I needed during, about an hour into exercise. So I had that ready. And I get on my bike, and I always pull up the TV to try to find something to watch. And guess what? Mel Robbins came across the TV, and her recent episode, which I'll share in the links below, you've got to check it out, because I felt like she was talking to me when I was listening to this episode because she was talking about the same things. Like, what do you do when you get out of a rut? And if you've not come across Mel Robbins, she's more of like a life coach, where I'm more of a health coach. I help women with weight loss, but she is more of a life coach. So she talks about lots of different topics, but today's topic really talked to me. So I was on my bike, increasing my heart rate. I was starting to sweat. And by the way, I usually bring a towel down when I'm on the bike because I'm just drenching in sweat, but I forgot to bring a towel. So I'm riding my bike, I'm sweating. If you've ever been on a bike, like on a stationary bike or trainer, spin class, like you just sweat like crazy. So I was sweating, and then Mel's video was all about talking about starting with a brain dump. And we're going to talk about that. Have you ever heard of a brain dump? Okay. So here I am trying to brain dump on my phone and write notes, and I'm like sweating and the phone's dropping and I'm about ready to tip over my bike. So, but she brings up a really good topic about brain dumping. And I think this is an important tool that you can use first to just get out of this funk that you might find that you're in. So if you've not come across brain dumping, I have in the past, more in the business world. So if I have a big week or big month plan and I'm feeling like I have lots of great thoughts for my business and working with clients, I'll write them all down. And this is called brain dumping. So like I'm thinking like, ooh, what kind of guest speakers do I want to have for my clients? What do I want to do with my graduate clients? And I've been wanting to plan that weekend retreat away with my clients and with my graduates, and trying to just brain dump this all onto a piece of paper, but using the same technique in your own life. So make 3 columns, make one personal, make one work, and then make one for home, and list out all those crazy ideas and all those big ideas that you have for each one of these areas. And this is called a brain dump. It's not a to-do list. It really is just kind of dumping out all of your thoughts. And it's really good just to get it all out, so you've thought about it and now it's on paper. And then you can always come back to it and add. So I was doing this on my bike, and I was laughing at myself because it was not smart for me to be doing that. But anyway, so I got off the bike, finished my ride, and I came up the stairs and I took my notebook out and I just started to brain dump. Okay. And man, this was changing for my whole day, because on that bike, as I was brain dumping in my head, then my brain was like opening up to the idea for this week's video here today, that sometimes when you're just stuck in work or life, it's always great just to go out for a walk or a good exercise, because that just increases your blood flow and actually helps your brain. Now here I am, it's mid-morning recording this video for you, and I feel like a new woman. It's like finally this week of just feeling like the blah and like the world was against me and I just couldn't get out of that rut. Well, it's funny, just those simple basic things to get back to doing. Okay. So now I feel energized and I've got lots of great ideas, and I'm super excited about my work and my family and life in general, right? So you got to navigate perimenopause and menopause, and you have to really look at your mindset, because this is key to fueling starting your weight loss journey, but also continuing that weight loss journey. So if you are feeling like I was this morning, okay, I want to walk you through 4 different steps on how you can get out of this rut, okay? So, and this is for you if you're either losing weight and you're working on your weight loss, but feeling like your weight loss is stalling, or you're just stuck. You don't even know where to start, okay? So the first way I want to walk you through is if you've been losing and now you're stalling and you feel like your progress is really slow and you're just feeling stuck, like at a plateau. Okay. So 4 things that you can do here is, the first thing is just remember that anything in the middle, that's the hardest part. Take, for example, menopause, ladies. Okay. We are in the middle of our lives. Doesn't this feel hard? The lack of energy, the just the feeling confused about what your body is going to feel like, or what your brain fog is going to do the next day, like, right? Just, and then you tack on like, what's even happening? Why am I gaining this weight, especially around the belly, right? So middle of anything is always hard. Think of if you run or bike or swim, any racing, the middle of the race is always the slowest and the hardest, okay? Because you've already started, you're excited, you got through the starting point, then you're kind of here in the middle, just trying to get through it. And then at the end, you see the finish line. It gets more exciting, right? So the middle is always the hardest. Also think of your work day. Who doesn't get a little tired, that midday slump? Like, oh, is this day ever going to be over? Or is work ever going to be over, right? Like, who hasn't felt this way? Or just think of Wednesdays, hump day, right? So the middle of anything is always the hardest. And the reason I want you to know this is because this is what your brain is doing after you've been losing and now might be stalling a little bit, which is normal and expected. But your brain's going to start to freak out. Your brain knows that you're trying to change and lose weight. Your brain is wired like a cave woman, okay? Your brain is not fully evolved to our current world of abundance with food. So your brain will start to freak out and tell you that weight loss is hard, meal planning is hard, exercise is hard. Your brain is going to start telling you all of these things so you gain the weight back and are safe and comfortable and your heaviest weight, okay? The world is set up around you to make you fail at your weight loss. One big piece is your brain, okay? So being prepared and knowing what will happen, that way you expect it and you know, okay, I'm a month into my weight loss and it is kind of getting harder, but this is why. But you still have to go back to those everyday habits. That will help, okay? The second thing is just simply, so if you're there, if you've been losing and now stalling, just hit the pause button for a quick 15 minutes. Remember why you're wanting to lose weight. Is it because you want to fit into your spring break clothes or your summer clothes? Is it because you want to do that race? You want to do that hike. You want to be able to run around and chase your grandkids. You want to just walk around not feeling out of breath. You need to lower your blood pressure. You need to control your sugars for your diabetes or your pre-diabetes, right? Why is it that you want to lose weight? And write it all down. Remind yourself why you are changing your habits and making your mind freak out, okay? And the third thing is, after you've remembered your why, do your brain dump. I'm telling you, this is day changing for me. I'm not going to say it's life changing, but it definitely has changed my day, my outlook on my day and my week ahead. And brain dumping is huge to just free up your mind so you can think about all those good things that you want to think about when you're making changes. So do your brain dump and listen to Mel Robbins' video or podcast after this, because she'll go into more specifics on exactly how you can do that. And the last thing is, after you've done that, and after you can look at your week, plan just a couple meals, plan a couple workouts, but then don't forget to tell somebody, tell your spouse, tell your friend, or heck, I would love to hear what you plan on your week after you've brain dumped and after you plan your meals. Let me know what you're going to be doing to continue your weight loss, because once you tell somebody, then you are being accountable to yourself and actually will do it and carry out what you're saying, okay? And then the last part here is you will stay accountable if you tell someone. Okay, the last thing to get out of this rut when you feel like the world is just going against you is good food makes us happy, right? Good food, good nutrition makes us happy. It has been scientifically backed and proven that good nutrition improves our mood. So how can you make this happen? Just one step today. Just eat one more veggie. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe, leave me a comment. I would love to hear your feedback and which one of these things do you plan to